The question is, where's the money? Where's all of this money? Where's the money flowing?
Yeah.
I know the Venezuelan money is flowing to Qatar. I know the Russian money is now all flowing to there. So what does America get?
On the line with us is our buddy Lev Parnas, the author of Shadow Diplomacy, a public speaker, political activist, truth teller, subject of the Emmy-nominated Rachel Maddow documentary From Russia with Lev. He's an award-winning whistleblower, received the Distinguished Pillar Award for whistleblowing in 2025. And he has an extraordinary website, levremembers.substack.com, L-E-V, Lev Remembers. He also has a GoFundMe at Lev Parnas, help Lev Parnas save our democracy. He's running for Congress. Lev, welcome back to the program. It's great to have you with us.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you so much for having me back. Absolutely.
So tell me what this means. Yesterday, we learned from Russian media, not from American media, but from Russian media, that Donald Trump had an hour-long phone conversation with Vladimir Putin in which they discussed the U.S.-Israeli attack on Iran. Now, it seems to me that Russia is, well, it's been reported Russia is actually helping Iran target American soldiers. They've so far killed 7 of them, and apparently together. And yet Trump has access to all the top secret information on the inside here in America. And Trump is spending an hour on the phone with Putin, talking to him about Iran. What the hell is going on here, Lev?
I'm glad you're talking about it, Tom, because most of the media they don't even blink, they just exactly like he's been on the phone with them for an hour. What are they possibly talking about? Well, I'll tell you some of the reporting that I've done from some of my sources basically is that Putin put Trump into this position. He's dragged him all along from setting him up with what happened in Venezuela with Maduro by giving him Maduro that shiny object that he wanted, thinking that that's the win, but leaving Delcy Rodriguez, his real, the person that he's aligned with in office, continuously running that. Same thing here in Iran. Putin basically needed his army, his economy was going to nothing. Donald Trump was not being able to allow Putin, their economy, to even by lifting certain sanctions and by not helping Ukraine with the war, it still was not helping with the Russian economy. The Russian economy, just like McCain said, if you remember, it's like a gas station. They're built off of oil and gas. And so what they needed was prices to go up and prices to go dramatically, because they were at, I think prices were below like around $60, 60 something dollars a barrel. And they basically brought Donald Trump to this point where they gave him certain coordinates. Basically, you also have to remember the 2 people that were talking about, the special envoys to the situation are the same 2 people, Kushner and Witkoff, that were dealing with the Iranians and the Russians at the same exact time, the same exact conversations. The other thing you got to take a look at, which is Iran is such a close friend to Russia. They give him all that support for the war, and Russia is not, there's no outrage by Russia or China. Right. This is all theatrics. This was all put together because Russia needs this war, because like I wrote in my Substack, Trump basically knocked over the hornet's nest. He started something that he cannot stop and something that benefits Russia, because while America right now and Israel is in a war, basically of choice, as most people would say, Russia right now is rebuilding its economy, because as oil prices go up, as oil prices get higher, Russia's economy is going to get much stronger, and it's made right now into a war machine. Right. And what that responds to is basically Eastern Europe is in trouble. The other thing they were talking about, what nobody's talking about, Tom, is I'll tell you some also info, is about Nord Stream 2. A lot of people are not talking about Nord Stream 2, but I've been mentioning it for a while. It's the pipeline that goes from Russia into Germany. And now with prices of oil and gas skyrocketing because of the war, Russia is giving Trump, alternatives now by, getting Nord Stream 2 and Nord Stream 1 back up. They could start selling and delivering Russian oil and gas to Eastern Europe, which because of this war that's not going to end that quickly, it's only going to get worse as a solution to the problem. And so this is the type of stuff that they've been talking about, but none of it had to do with actually helping people, stopping the war in any part of Eastern Europe or the Middle East.
Right, and when you talk about Eastern Europe, I assume you're talking about Russia's often repeated desire to take all, or at least the eastern parts of Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and Poland, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. The Baltics,
so
100%, Tom.
Yeah. So it sounds to me like what you're saying. I mean, the conventional wisdom among people who are not, living in the MAGA bubble in America is that basically Netanyahu and Kushner, who was a childhood friend of Netanyahu used to sleep in Kushner's bedroom back in the 80s when he would visit the United States, that Netanyahu and Kushner basically put a ring in Trump's nose and brought him along to attack Iran because Netanyahu has been trying to get American presidents to attack Iran for decades, and no previous American president was stupid enough to do it. But it sounds like what you're suggesting is that maybe when Kushner and Netanyahu suggested this to Trump, he called up Putin and said, "What do you think about this?" And Putin said, "Well, it might be a good idea."
No, I think it's even more deeper, because what people don't understand is the relationship Netanyahu has with Putin. It's also very close. Going back to 2018, when Netanyahu went back into won the prime ministership, I was sent to Israel to help with that elections back then by Trump and Giuliani, because to get him the Russian vote, because back then it was a very close election.
Well, most Americans probably don't realize there's a lot of Russian Jewish expats living in Israel. There's a huge Russian diaspora there. Huge, and huge money. Huge money and a huge connection. So that's why, a lot of what I say when it comes to Donald Trump and Netanyahu and Putin, you're seeing theatrics play out. What I always say is, don't listen to what they say, watch what they do, and watch what's really happening behind the scenes. And you're 100% right. Netanyahu wants the land. And him and Putin basically got a win because they got Donald Trump, somebody that they were able to, dangle the carrot that he's going to stop these wars, peace in the Middle East, and all of a sudden the Riviera on the Gaza Strip, and all this oil and mineral he's going to get from Ukraine. And once the Russians topple that, just think about for the past year of all of these different projects, promises. Meanwhile, the Trump family is making all of these billions of dollars and all of this carrots by, it's either three people that are constantly in the news when it comes to Trump and that are in his ear that are making this thing happen. And the three of them wanted this war more than anybody. And that is Russia, that is Bibi Netanyahu, and that is MBS from Saudi Arabia. And this goes back even farther. Who gave Jared Kushner $2 billion. Exactly, and who introduced Kushner to Kirill Dmitriev and Witkoff back in 2017 at the Sovereign Wealth Fund event in Saudi Arabia, and made the actual connection between Russia and Trump's administration back then. That has been growing and flourishing. Wow. So, I mean, you were inside the Trump administration. You know the insiders there. You've been part of it. You worked for Trump for a while. To what extent is he running the show versus he being run? And if he's being run, by whom?
It's a combination. In his mind, he's running the show, and that's how you have to deal with Trump, and that's why people around him, the show here, the policy is being run by people like Russell Vought, Stephen Miller, people of Project 2025 that are trying to instill certain policies here in the United States and abroad. He himself is running a lot of it. They just maneuver him because he goes off emotions. He's not looking at long-term plans. He's living right now like a bucket list. I don't know if that makes sense, Tom, where he's like trying to, as you can see, he wants to be at the football matches. He wants the Olympics here. He's concentrating on, things while the world is blowing up. Like, just ballroom. A week ago. Yeah. Exactly. He wants his ballroom. Just think about it. A week ago, literally a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, he was talking about how gas is under $2 in some places. And now we have gas at almost $4 at some places. I mean, it's just, and, he ran his whole whole campaign. Remember, drill, baby, drill. He just, even a couple of days ago, he said the oil in Venezuela is flowing. The question is, where's the money? Where's all of this money? Where's the money flowing?
Yeah.
I know the Venezuelan money is flowing to Qatar. I know the Russian money is now all flowing to there. So what does America get? What America gets, Tom, unfortunately, is 8 dead soldiers that have to come back here to their families, that put their lives for no reason whatsoever. And that's what we know about, because what the reporting is all over the world, that there's more casualties, there are more deaths.
Right.
What else does America get? Threats. Just think about it. We can't live normally. Travel is not the way you see it, because there every day that this is going on, even if Trump were to come and say the war ends today, he has opened up a hornet's nest. There are cells. These are groups of people. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but no, I'm jumping in because I see that I only have about a minute and a half here before we're going to hit a hard break.
I'm sorry.
Tim Snyder, the fascism expert, suggests that the main reason Trump invaded Iran is because he's hoping that Iran will attack America in a spectacular 9/11 style fashion so that Trump can have his own Reichstag fire, his own 9/11, the thing that will catapult him to popularity the way it did George W. Bush. What are your thoughts on that, Lev Parnas?
I'd have to disagree with him. A lot of people say that, but knowing the people on the inside and knowing actually what's going on and not theorizing, but dealing with facts. Donald Trump thought he was going to get a huge win. He thought this was going to be in Venezuela part 2. He thought that he was going to wipe out Ayatollah, all these people, and all the hierarchy, and he was going to basically then have the guards lay down the weapons and have the people in the.
You think he was that naive?
Oh, I know for a fact that's what was sold to him by the Russians. That's why, Tom, just take a look at one simple fact. I always say, look what happens. Think about it. The president of the United States was basically told that Russia, intelligence is saying that Russia's giving information, targeting our military bases where our soldiers are dying. And he's basically said, I don't think so, on the plane. And even if Putin was doing it, he's not doing a good job of it. Just the reaction, what I'm saying to you, the cover-up is always worse than the actual crime. Donald Trump did not want deaths. Donald Trump wants to stay in power. Donald Trump is doing this for 2 different reasons. And he thought, because he thought he was going to come in, quickly take Iran, and next was going to be Cuba, and then bring it all here, try to tie this all together. But that was all set up by Bibi Netanyahu and Putin.
He wants a historic presidency, apparently. The great Lev Parnas, check out his website, Lev Remembers, Lev Remembers.
Well, actually, Tom.
Go ahead.
Tom, can I just say something? Because I'm running for Congress. If you could just, levparnas.org is where everybody, because I've decided to run for Congress, and I'm making,
You've got
late.
it.
Sorry.
Lev, that's quite all right. Lev Parnas, Parnas.org. Lev, thanks a lot and good luck.
Thank you, Tom.
Good
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Take care, Tom.
Thank you. Hey, if you're a homeowner in America, you need to listen to this. The FBI has been warning about a type of real estate fraud on the rise called title theft, and your equity is the target. Here's how it works. Criminals forge your signature on a single document, use a fake notary stamp, and file it with the county, and just like that, bang, on record, they own your home. Using your ownership, they then take out loans against your equity and even sell your property. And you won't even know about it until you get a foreclosure notice or a collection notice in the mail. That's why I've partnered with Home Title Lock, so you can protect your equity and find out today if you're already a victim. Go to HometitleLock.com/Tom, T-H-O-M, and you'll get a free title history report and a free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection. That's 24/7 monitoring of your title records, urgent alerts to any changes, and if fraud occurs, their U.S.-based restoration team will spend up to $1 million to fix it. Find out why I trust Home Title Lock. Protect yourself like I did. Don't be a victim. Protect your equity today. Go to HometitleLock.com/Tom. That's HometitleLock.com/THOM.